the Stanley Cup champs are starting to get a little frustrated. You see, they might be one of the top teams in the league, but for some sick, twisted reason, every time they square off against the Montreal Canadiens, they seem to get terrorized by a little fairy on the blue line. And speaking of that fairy, this game review is brought to you by Miraj Trading, where everybody and their dogs and cats this season has been purchasing hobby boxes to try and get their hands on one of these Lane Hudson Young Guns cards. You know you want it. I know you want it. Poor Palmer probably just emptied his bank account this morning trying to get his hands on one of these. You can test your luck at MirageTrading.com, and you can find all their links in the description of today's video. But here we go. Habs, Panthers. The puck is dropped, and the Canadiens, they get off to a pretty good start out there. Gallagher's firing a slap shot, which is something you don't see every day. Lane Hudson just continues to destroy ankles. My God, if he was a disease, he'd probably be arthritis. But you know what? If I was a Panthers fan, I would have not been too happy with the way they started this hockey game. Just under 5 minutes in, Josh Anderson tips a shot to give the Canadiens a 1-goal lead. But when the Panthers do finally start to wake up a little bit, they finally start to battle back, they get rewarded with a lucky bounce to tie this game up at 1. And I'm trying not to make anyone feel bad here, but I'm pretty sure that was Jake Evans' first goal since the new contract. But anyway, Florida's got some swagger going now. They appear to score another one, but it just doesn't count. It's quickly determined that there's a kicking motion on this one. AJ Greer just thinks he's a soccer player. All of a sudden, he doesn't even know what sport he's playing now. It's a bit of a rough period for him. Earlier, he didn't even know what team he was on. But after 20 minutes of play, this game is all tied up at 1. Which brings us to this second period, where once again in the first few minutes, the Canadiens, they get off to a pretty good start. Brendan Gallagher, once again, who was all around the net last night, he was dangerously close to making this a 2-1 game. That was an excellent poke check by Vanacek. But when the Canadiens run into a little penalty trouble late in the period, Ham Sandwich, who's having a heck of a season for the Panthers, he's going to make him pay. Now, you're going to see Ham fire a shot. This one appears to go off the shaft of Caden Gooley. And now all of a sudden, after a couple of bad bounces, the Habs find themselves in a bit of a shitty situation. They're in what feels like a must-win game, and they're down by a goal heading into the third period. A third period where the Cats keep on pushing. They really want to win this game. They really want to snap this ridiculous losing streak against the Montreal Canadiens. Two of these goaltenders are just putting on a clinic out there. And with just 5 minutes left to go in the game, I want to show you this pivotal point where the Panthers, they almost put this thing away. Look at that. That's about as close as it gets right there. The Canadiens, they live to keep fighting. They're not getting many shots on goal, but still, they're trying to tie this thing up. And with just 9 seconds remaining on the clock, watch Lane Hudson. Ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly how you do it when you got nothing. You fire it on goal anyway. He's not even looking. He gets a bit of a lucky bounce. It goes right to the tape of Nick Suzuki, and he's got a wide open cage to tie this game up at 2. Can you believe it? Wow. The Bell Center was jumping, and I woke up everybody in my house after this goal. I was going nuts. But this game is now going into overtime, and on the very first shift of OT, Nick Suzuki fools Vanacek. He goes for the wraparounder and puts this one away, giving the Canadiens a huge 2 points in the standings. You gotta love it. This team, man, they won't go away. They truly are. That one booger right in the back of your nose. What they're doing is incredible. And Lane Hudson, I know you're probably sick of hearing me talk about him, but I can't resist. I gotta point it out, because he was indeed credited with an assist on that overtime goal as well, which means he's got 6 points in his last 2 games played. And how about this little tidbit? The 62nd overall pick in 2022 has now got himself 62 points in 74 games in his rookie season. What an animal. At this point, anybody that's trying to discredit what this kid's been doing during his rookie season is just a complete idiot. He's unbelievable. And how about Nick Suzuki? Guys, do you even know how lucky we are to have this guy on the team? He's got himself 79 points now. He's an absolute dog. And since he got snubbed from that Four Nations tournament, it's almost like He's found an extra gear or something. It's insane. He's playing like a man that's determined to drag his team into the playoffs, and that's exactly why he's wearing the C. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please don't forget to smack that like button right across the chops before you leave here. And hey, well, see you next time.